Hello Neighbor 2 recently just came out not too long ago, and hey, Bendy and the Dark Revival released like a month before. Damn, 2017 indie horror is making a comeback, isn't it? Now, unlike Bendy, both games in their series suck. Yeah, this game is not very good. I'm not surprised. You're not surprised. None of us are surprised. I had no expectations and was still left disappointed. However, I do like this game at the same time for all the wrong reasons. Now, I should warn you, there are spoilers in case you care about the Hello Neighbor lore. And let's just stop wasting time and just get into Hello Neighbor 2. The game opens up with a dude Tokyo drifting around the street to reveal the character you play as, a Yeet fan. He's a reporter, I guess, and he's doing reporting stuff, I think. Take a sip of coffee and it gives you a pretty decent transition. Then you look over to see pedo Buzz Lightyear kidnapping a child. He comes back out of his house to come hit you with a shovel, but he looks not really that upset. You try to drive away and wait, is that Guest from Hello Guest? Crash into a barn and then we get gameplay. The area you're in is pretty basic. I assume this is just a tutorial level to give you the basics of the game. You can beat it in less than 30 seconds to be honest. Hell, in some cases you can skip it entirely. When getting out of the barn you get smacked by a shovel, then you wake up to look into a very low quality mirror. Some cameras turn on, so I guess some FNAF stuff is going on. The cameras that you see right here actually show you the area that you were supposed to go to next for each chapter or act or whatever the day, whatever the fuck they're trying to call it this time. In my playthrough, I completely disregarded this. I didn't even notice it at all and just went to the areas based on my assumption. By the way, the camera is an infinite looping animation. You do not see this happen in real time ever. Now you get into an encounter with your first enemy, Manny from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, if he wasn't a midget. This game basically is kind of like the first game where it doesn't explicitly tell you what you need to do, but some of the things you do need to do are more obvious than others. Some are just like, how was I supposed to know this? You need to get 4 keys to get in the basement, and you know what that means. Padded runtime, baby. Let's go. There are these alarm clocks that you can use to lure and distract the enemy AI, and throughout my entire playthrough, they really only worked once. Lockers return as a hiding mechanic and I hate them. The police officer for me didn't really work well, but my second playthrough that I had to play because I got soft locked, he was a fucking menace to society. The AI is pretty blind in this game a lot of the time, or they know your IP address and come to your house. All the puzzles are pretty brain dead to be honest, like a 2-year-old could solve them. Like one where you open a safe that has the code 1984 on it, or placing dolls on a set, something Resident Evil Village's DLC would shamelessly copy a month earlier. Once you get all the keys for the basement door, it's just a normal basement. Honestly, disappointed. I would have preferred a goofy-ass basement like in the first game. You read a newspaper that talks about something about a museum. I think that's important. Then a key to get out of the basement. After getting out, a paper airplane hits you. You go to the museum and interact with a shovel, but you have a schizophrenic moment and pass out. Your character wakes up and someone tries to get into his room and then the neighbor is just under his bed, apparently. But it was just a nightmare. Day 2 begins, apparently, instead of acts, we're going by days and nights, I guess. We get a new area to explore this time, being the bakery, which is just some lady's bakery that we get to rob or something. And we get a new enemy, women. The puzzles here are whatever, I guess, just like in any other area. The puzzles in this game are kind of just meh. You can do them in like 5 seconds. The music and atmosphere changes with the area you are in, which is honestly nice, I guess. Oh, something I forgot to mention. You cannot pick up boxes or anything that is not a key item. Such a stupid change for no reason. If it is not something used to help you in-game, you can't pick it up, unlike the first game where you could throw stuff at the neighbor and it was funny. So sad they took it out. Modern game. There's this cat that just doesn't get fed because this woman is a bad pet owner. Shame on you. The end goal in this area is to get all the numbers to put on a cash register to get a key to the museum because this makes sense that it's here. Am I missing something, or is there a lore reason why this is here? Going back to the museum, you meet Pedo Buzz Lightyear again, and you gotta unlock some areas, find some small houses to put up on a model, and then mess with a photo, which activates a cutscene. What the hell are these nightmares, man? Now on day 3, we have to go to the house with all the T-pose signs. The enemy of this area is a hunter guy. He has a gun, and it has no range, hell, not even accurate at point blank. I have not even died to this guy once to his gun. It seems more like something as a fear tactic to get you to run away from him. For whatever reason though, this area seemed to be somewhat polished, and also the shortest for whatever reason. The puzzles in this area are okay, I guess. It's just a bunch of running around doing random stuff to get pieces to build a map, and then find a shovel to dig up a safe. Now we head into day 4, and we get to go into the mayor's house, apparently. I'll not lie, I kind of like this part of the game. The lighting and the AI, well, still questionable, is better than like the rest of the entire game. The puzzles were honestly like, again, just okay, but I didn't mind them because the game just, I don't know, it felt like an old alpha of the older Hello Neighbor. The AI for the mayor seems to be the most consistent, at least for me. They have a somewhat predictable path, but also can be a threat to you, kind of. Definitely could be better, but I like this part of the game way more. Now, you might be wondering why I haven't talked about a plot. Well, that's because there really isn't much to go off of on this plot. Again, it's barely telling you anything, but they're clearly trying to build this game off of specifically making you theorize. After all that, you go back to the museum. After doing a bunch of stupid puzzles, yeah, I know I could be doing way better with going on in depth on what these are, but they're very similar to ones to the first game, so I don't really care. You'll unlock an attic and see a cage. Unlocking the cage. Hey, it's the kid Buzz Touch. Are you okay, kid? Please, blink if you're okay. As you take the kid out of the cage, the neighbor behind you just looks mildly disappointed in you.
I'll have a double triple Chungus Deluxe on a tit, 4x4, really Nick.
And now we arrive into the worst part of the game. You gotta type in a code that you can somehow even do to get out of the cage and then jump down into a room. Then you try to escape. The neighbor's AI, I didn't really touch on earlier, but it is somewhat aggressive and way more than the others. But here, it is turned up by 1,000. If he sees you, he becomes Sonic. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. You need to get a wrench off of him because, yeah, okay, totally, just need to get his stupid ass to not get me. You need to get a fire extinguisher to get a key, and then a crowbar, and then you can escape. And damn, these cuts from gameplay to cutscene, I know we're this late to the game, but they are so ass. You wave at the kid who is hiding to come escape with you, and then a bird on the chandelier just kills him. I can't take this seriously. There's no dialogue whatsoever, and it just falls and kills him. The kid, for whatever reason, doesn't want to leave with you and tries to help the neighbor, and it even confuses the player, because this dude was in a cage. What the hell is happening? Then you get hit in the head, Patrick Bateman style, and dragged away as you are knocked unconscious. Did they really just hit us with the Call of Duty Ghost ending? What the hell? I did not understand the story whatsoever, but hey, MatPat sure is gonna love this one, won't he? In terms of gameplay, it's the first game, but graphically, the game still looks shit, but I'm not gonna lie, the first game wasn't good looking either. The lighting does look better though. Now, I'll always prefer art styles over realistic graphics, but this art style though, just looks garbage. I'm sorry, it doesn't look good. In terms of the technical stuff, yeah, no, this game is really buggy, but that's what I love about it. My favorite thing about this game is the fact that I can just break the game even if I didn't do anything. Now, remember the guest from Hello Guest? That bird-looking dude? Notice how this is my second time mentioning him in this video. Yeah, I did not encounter this guy once in the entire game. It was honestly my biggest issue is that they scrapped him from the game. Overall, though, this game is just hilariously bad, but I gotta love it, to be honest. I love breaking games with bugs and just confusing the living shit out of the AI. But I can't ignore the fact that this game is nothing but like a 4 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, it made my non-existent son go into a drug-induced coma. If you like this game, that's valid, I guess. I respect your opinion. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I never really had any expectations since the betas because, let's be real, they weren't good. My full playthrough of the game is like an hour and 30 minutes, and this game costs $40, or $60 if you're stupid. Now, I got this because of Game Pass. Thank you, Game Pass. You're so hot. For those that spent the $40, hell, if you're in the UK, you might be paying way more. I pity you guys that spent money and beat this game within an hour. And yeah, this game is just bad. It's not worth the money at all. Is it better than the first game? I don't know, to be honest. Both games are just kind of ass, and maybe this one is better, but I can't really decide. And yeah, that is all from me. Like and subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, good. Now, goodbye.